All right, all right. This is the moment that we have all been waiting for. Folks, it is August 7th, 2024, and the XRP SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is done. Now, of course, the SEC can appeal, Ripple can appeal, but as far as this case in the Second Circuit Court, it is over with. And if it does go on to an appeal, that would go to the appeals court. That's a different court, different judge. What got put in front of Torres, what got put in front of Judge Netburn, it is over with. And folks, you already know the deal. What I got right here is I printed out our case. This is the conclusion. I got the final ruling here from Judge Torres along with my red folder. Now, of course, I got my red folder because we've been building our case as far as how big the damages that have been done here to the XRP community, to the entire cryptocurrency space, and the fight that Ripple has put forward, leading the XRP community, along with a great team of lawyers, to come away with a huge victory today. This is great for the industry, but it's even better for Ripple and XRP. And I'm going to explain why in this episode. I gave it some time to get some opinions in from all of the lawyers because I wanted to get a consensus on the main part of the ruling, which was whether or not an injunction would be placed on Ripple and specifically their ODL sales. Now, we got the answer. We got the answer. There's a little bit of a disagreement, but I believe that we got the answer. It's very clear. And the injunction has been put on Ripple. Right? They cannot violate the securities laws section 5. Very clear. But I'm going to go through this document. I'm going to show you the lawyers' opinions. This is a complete victory as far as knowing and having the clarity that XRP in and of itself is not a security. We know this. We know that the programmatic sales, not a security. That's totally fine. Ripple can sell to exchanges. Exchanges can turn around and sell to institutions. And in this document, the judge actually mentions just how many contracts, just how many counterparties there were to buy XRP from Ripple. It's pretty staggering. There definitely was some interest in XRP. There definitely is some interest in XRP. And as I've been saying, the fact that Ripple continued selling XRP to on-demand liquidity partners, even while this case was going on, the only reason that they were willing and confident enough to do that is because they restructured the way that those contracts were done, and they had certainty that it wasn't going to, it wasn't going to be a problem for the judge as far as additional penalties. And the judge specifically mentions in this case that she is not ruling on that, and that basically as long as Ripple doesn't violate the securities laws, they're good to go. We got additional expert opinions to cover from the lawyers, and I want to break this whole thing down for you guys. Before we get into it, we are in this together. Please understand that the XRP pump is underway. Now is not the time when we need to listen to any of these folks that have been complaining, any of these folks that are still trying to be negative today. They're still trying to kill the pump. They're actually getting ready to short XRP. We might have an XRP short squeeze underway. This thing is pumped all the way back up to 64 cents today, hitting a resistance level that we were at just a few days ago. And now XRP looking like it's ready to decouple, gaining against Bitcoin. But of course, all the haters, all the fudsters, all the people that said that we wouldn't be here today, said that XRP is going to zero. XRP is a security. That Ripple's business was done with. That Ripple, they're misinterpreting and they're spreading lies right now today about Ripple not being able to sell to institutions, and that is not true. It's so clear. Ripple can sell to institutions. Ripple's business model is in the clear. XRP in the clear is not being a security. Is it a currency, a commodity? Are they going to come up with a new definition from Congress? Who knows? What's most important, we know it's not a security. And now, after today's ruling, we know that Ripple has clarity to grow their business. That's a direct quote from Brad Garlinghouse. Folks, without further ado, let's get right on into it. We're going to take a look at the XRP price chart here to get started. Now, as I stated, XRP back up to 64 cents here, back down at 63 cents right now as I'm live. We'll be watching this one live. Get out of the 1 minute chart, get out of the 5 minute chart. Stop doing that to yourself, okay? At most, I zoom in on a 15-minute chart if we're trading an event or watching an event, but I'm on the daily chart right now, and you can see the XRP did this massive run up of 73%. We basically wiped out all of those gains that we had based off of the Bank of Japan news and everything going to, a heck in a handbasket. And then we see XRP pumping here today. This ruling, right? This ruling coming in out of nowhere, and it sends us right back up to this level. Now, we need to break through here, and the next levels up above that is going to bring us to about the 73 to 75 cent range. Up above that, we're into the 90s, and then we're looking to break $1. Now, I've been tweeting like crazy. It's been a firestorm of tweets from me because the energy's there. There's already, like I said, the haters are trying to spread misinformation already. They take every opportunity that they can to spread lies. They're trying to say the Ripple can't sell to institutions. They're trying to come up with all sorts of crazy stuff. It's all lies. It's all not true. We have won, and what they're going to do is if we get a little bit of a pullback, a 15-minute red candle comes in. People were already freaking out just 30 minutes ago. Have some patience with this pump. This is just the start. We are in the clear now. It's not going to be 100% smooth sailing, but as far as the direction that we're going with Ripple's business, Brad Garlinghouse very simply saying that we're ready to grow our business and we have clarity. What more do you want to know, right? And so let's get right on into it, folks. So much to break down here. This is the official ruling coming down, judge ordering Ripple to pay $125 million in civil penalties. No disgorgement because there was no damages. There was no losses. This is from James Flan with the official post, and I'm going to look at that later. Like I said, I already printed it out. I already got out my trusty highlighter, and I've been going through this document for you. I want to break it down and make it simple for everybody to understand what just happened. Brad Garlinghouse first. The SEC asked for $2 billion, and the court reduced their demand by 94%. Huge loss for the SEC. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for our SEC. Recognizing that they had overplayed their hand, we respect the court's decision and have clarity to continue growing our company. Now, this statement right there sounds like Brad and the team at Ripple is not going to appeal this case. They're not going to appeal this ruling, that they respect the court's decision and they have clarity to continue growing their company. What else do they need? Now, we know they probably don't want to pay $125 million, but we know that they got the cash. We also know that they have the XRP. So Brad says, this is a victory for Ripple, the industry, and the rule of law. The SEC's headwinds against the whole of the XRP community are gone. And hey, I would add, that the damages, though, have already been done. The damages are already massive. Some of my calculations take the damages to hundreds of billions of dollars, but we might recapture that. XRP could pump up to $5 to $10, and we might recapture those losses that we've had to incur. The missed opportunity, the opportunity cost, we might recapture that within the next month. Remember last pump when XRP went from 20 cents to $3 in the span of about 25 days? Yeah, that was the 2017 pump last time we had clarity. Now we're in clarity again, and remember, we took the 2 spot from Ethereum when we briefly took it from Bitcoin as well. Here we are, Stuart Alderati. Let's take a look. A final judgment. The court rejects the SEC's suggestion that Ripple acted recklessly, and she reminds the SEC that this case did not involve any allegations of fraud or intentional wrongdoing, and no one suffered any financial harm. She rejects the SEC's absurd demand for $2 billion in fines and penalties. We respect the $125 million fine the court has imposed for certain historic sales to sophisticated third parties. So there you have it again. And the final statement from Chris Larson, co-founder and executive chairman of Ripple. The SEC's unhinged campaign against us is finally over. Let's all hope this ends this administration's war on crypto. I think that it is very unlikely that Ripple will want to file an appeal here. They got the clarity that they need. They can grow their business. They know XRP is not a security, and it's looking like no matter who gets elected, like I put out in my video this morning, Trump's going to flip the switch, and now the Kamala Harris campaign is trying to have a reset with crypto companies, and they're going to be calling in Brad Garlinghouse to help advise them on that process, right? And Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple doing the right thing. They're playing both sides. They're ready to go no matter who gets elected, selected, or whatever happens this November election. Ripple is perfectly positioned. XRP is perfectly positioned. The broader cryptocurrency space is something that I'm still excited about because the money printer's getting turned back on no matter who gets elected. And our community has always focused on winning no matter who gets elected. Always fighting for the truth no matter who we are up against, whether it's the SEC, Whether it's another 3-letter agency, we've been fighting for the truth. We did not relent. We did not stop. We did not quit. Ripple had to spend almost $200 million. The damages incurred by us are in the hundreds of billions, but here we are and we're ready to recapture it. We are coming for it. And I want to say cheers. I forgot to cheers you guys earlier. This is cheers to clarity. This is cheers to winning. Nothing can stop what is coming, and I truly believe that the best is yet to come for Ripple, XRP, the broader cryptocurrency space, and the United States of America, which is going to finally allow business and investment in the digital asset space with a certain level of clarity. Do we have absolute clarity? No, but we have enough clarity that the investments can start to come back in. Cheers, everyone. May God bless you all. Now, of course, Stellar is pumping. Thank you for dropping the comment down below. Of course, Stellar is pumping as well. Now, this is a lawsuit that began in December of 2020. I'm glad that you asked that question. This is what's so interesting. Now, I see Property One dropped a 589. That's $58.90 and says, let's go. I also saw there was another super chat at the very start. Hopefully I didn't miss that. That was from Dennis. Injunction Part 2 denied. That's ODL. Unless I misread, I believe XRP will be bought out by BlackRock or the U.S. government. Yeah, we'll talk buyback later. We'll talk buyback later. We'll talk damages more later, and I'll explain the ODL part here later. I wanted to share this with you guys because I was just talking with wifey, and obviously I'm losing my mind over here. Dennis had dropped another super chat as well. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate you guys. Keep on dropping those comments and questions down below. Here's the deal. I was just speaking with wifey. And for those of you guys that watch my other video, she is the official wifey now. I've actually sealed the deal. Got the wedding ring right here on the finger, right? I'm a married man now, officially. Even though she basically already had me, you know. But officially. And so here's the deal. I had been talking with my wife, and I said, you know, I said, it's crazy how this has gone full circle. The lawsuit dropped right before I met my wife. Right before I met my wife, this lawsuit drops. And, you know, this whole thing gets started. Shortly thereafter, I meet my wife, and now here we are, full circle, almost 4 years later, and I finally marry my wife this last weekend, and this week we get the ruling from Judge Torres, this case is over. So everything has gone full circle. Wifey started with me when we were getting beat up, when our XRP bags had been beat up, you know, 2021 is when we first met. And look at where we're at now. Look at this thing come full circle. Look at what we're building. Look at what we've been moving towards despite this lawsuit. That's what I want to commend our XRP community on, is that we hung in there. We did not give up. We had plenty of reasons to give up, lose faith, lose conviction, sell our bags. And many folks had to sell their bags because of this lawsuit and the damages done, right? Here we are, full clarity for XRP, Ripple's business, and now we have been set free. The shackles are off. I want to read off the response, though, from the lawyers, and I want to break down what this case and what this ruling means. From Jeremy Hogan first. It's over. The SEC versus Ripple case has been quite a journey. Thanks for sharing it with me. $125 million penalty and a generic injunction order. This is a big win for Ripple, no doubt about it. Have a wonderful day. Let's zoom in a little bit more on this. From MetaLawMan. First off, zero disgorgement as expected because no losses were shown by the SEC. Everybody that invested in XRP made money. And I want to read this off real quick for you. This is one of the first things that I highlighted. Right here. This is page 4 of the document. This is page 4 right here. Ripple has been found liable for violating Section 5 in its sales of XRP to institutional buyers. These violations were not isolated. They spanned 8 years and involved 41 counterparties. Now, this is separate from the 1,700 contracts. And maybe, you know, those contracts were done with these 41 parties. 41 counterparties over the span of the 8 years. So there definitely was some interest in XRP. But because no one showed losses, everybody made money. Everybody's probably made a lot of money and going to make a whole heck of a lot more now that XRP's pumping. Nobody lost money, so there's no disgorgement. But the judge does issue a $125 million civil penalty for securities violations in sales to institutions. Now, what this means is that Ripple did violate Section 5 of the securities laws, and so it's a civil penalty. It's, I want to say it's equivalent to a speeding ticket in securities law. You get a speeding ticket, it's $125 million. Sounds like a lot, based off the $2 billion that the SEC wanted, and based off the billions of dollars that Ripple made. $125 million is just basically paying to play. It's basically paying the toll fee. Now, does Ripple have a reason to appeal? They could if they wanted to try to pinch pennies and try to win back some of this and make an argument further. But they have everything that they need to continue growing their business, just like Brad Garlinghouse said. So this is why I don't expect an appeal, especially for the third point, which I'm going to get to after I read this super chat from Joe Keating. Zach, a huge thank you for your dedication to helping your community prepare over the last few years. Your effort doesn't go unnoticed. God bless. Joe, thank you so much, and God bless you too. Thank you so much, guys. Now, part 3, the injunction restraining Ripple from further violations of Section 5 of the Securities Act. What this means is that Ripple cannot violate the Section 5 of the Securities Act. Well, nobody needs to be told that. That's already the law as it exists, right? The securities laws are there. Section 5's there. It's obvious. Don't violate Section 5. They didn't need to be, that doesn't need to be repeated, right? It's essentially redundant. Now, further analysis here from Matt Rosenden. It doesn't mean that Ripple can't sell XRP to institutions. It means that they must disclose future sales and claim a federal securities exemption with an SEC filing. This doesn't apply to programmatic sales where their identity as a seller is unknown to the buyer. So basically where there's a blind bid-ask offer, which is basically Ripple saying, Ripple selling to an exchange and that exchange selling to an institution. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. And if they want to file for an exemption here for these sales, they can as well. But furthermore, if you think Ripple cannot sell XRP in a securities transaction, you are being misinformed. Ripple can sell to institutions as long as they claim a federal securities exemption. Such sales are exempt from SEC registration provisions. And look who liked the post. This would be Brad Garlinghouse liking this post right here, confirming that Ripple can sell to institutions, and anybody saying otherwise is spreading fake news, which is exactly what the usual characters are doing here. Here's Scams, one of our usual haters and fudsters and liars, an absolute habitual liar, denying the truth, making up a story because it goes along with his narrative. And Matt Rosenden correctly comes in here and says that this is a misinformation alert. This guy is ignoring an important caveat. In absence of any applicable exemption, Ripple is not barred from selling XRP to institutions. Let's continue on with Fred Rispoli's analysis. Although I'm surprised at the $125 million hit, Ripple more than made that just on the price move in XRP in the last 5 minutes. Exactly, right? And we've seen a move here, and it's making all of our bags move substantially. But just think of what that's doing for Ripple's bag as they sit on over, 50 billion XRP, give or take. Now, the big thing. Current sales of XRP post-complaint do not necessarily violate federal law. That battle is for another day, meaning a new lawsuit. Now, this is true that the judge did grant an injunction that Ripple cannot violate the federal law. That's where we leave it. The SEC lost bigly where the court refused to grant a categorical injunction on all institutional sales, especially on ODL. And what that means, right, is that she's not just saying across the board you cannot sell to institutions, in ODL particularly, right, but that you just cannot violate the Section 5 law, which was outlined. And I'm going to show you, actually, let me skip to this part of the case. This is important. Get this. It was maybe I didn't highlight it. It was the amount. There was 1,700 contracts, but only 1,200 of those contracts actually violated Section 5. That's basically what it was. I'm summarizing and rounding up on the numbers, but there were 1,700 contracts. We all have heard that number, right? But there was only about 1,200 of those contracts which violated the law. So even on the the sales that happened before the lawsuit, even all of those were not investment contracts, only 1,200. And that's how they came up with the ruling. In fact, now that I think about it, it's at the end of this 15. Yeah, right here. See, I had my trusty highlighter, got my pink highlighter out so I don't miss this one. The court finds that 1,278 transactions violated Section 5, resulting in a civil penalty of $125 million. There you go. There you go right there. So, only 1,200 of those contracts, 1,278 violated the law. Not all of them did. And the judge here, this is the other part that I got to read you. You guys can go to page 7 and read this for yourself right here. This is the important part. Although the court noted that some institutional buyers agreed to lockup provisions or resale restrictions, features inconsistent with the notion that XRP was used as a currency or for some other consumptive use. The court did not hold that a contract lacking these features is ipso facto lawful under Section 5. Continuing down, this is the key part right here. To be clear, the court does not today hold that Ripple's post-complaint sales have violated Section 5. Rather, the court finds that Ripple's willingness to push the boundaries of the order evinces a likelihood that it will eventually, if it has not already, cross the line. On balance, the court finds that there is a reasonable probability of future violations meriting the issuance of an injunction. So basically, they're saying, we know that you're tiptoeing on the line here, but we don't have the post-complaint sales in front of us. We're not going to issue it as part of a fine, which is what the SEC wanted to do. The SEC wanted to include new sales after the lawsuit had happened as well. This is not what the court is ruling on. They say, to be clear, the court does not today hold that Ripple's post-complaint means after the lawsuit, post-complaint sales have violated Section 5. That means we're in the clear. That means that if the SEC wants to make that case, the ODL is an investment contract, then they need to specifically sue Ripple on that matter again. And they're not going to. They're not going to, folks. They know they're not going to because it has the consumptive use. Now, just because the judge didn't rule on it, though, doesn't mean that this doesn't give us a sense of clarity, a sense of understanding, right? That she wasn't going to tack it onto the fine, the civil penalty that she issued against Ripple. And even the 1,700 contracts that were cited, even, not all of those were investment contracts either. So this is where it stands. We got another lawyer here, Ashley Prosper. Huge shout out to Ashley. Ashley's actually the one that helped me get my YouTube channel back. A permanent injunction against violating securities laws, no problem, since Ripple has already adjusted its business strategy based on last year's summary judgment ruling. And basically, they already had changed their business strategy in the way that they sold XRP. They stopped programmatic sales in Q3 of 2019, but then they restructured the on-demand liquidity sales after the lawsuit as well. Then when we got the summary judgment ruling last year, that just kind of solidified the clarity for XRP. So Ripple has already adjusted its business strategy based on last year's summary judgment ruling and a $125 million penalty that's closer to Ripple's $10 million proposal and not the SEC's $2 billion proposal. I would think that Ripple would appeal. What does it really have to lose? XRP is not a security, and multiple courts have found that secondary sales are exempt from the SEC's jurisdiction. The SEC would have most to lose. We will get a round 2 at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. That is yet to be seen. Now, as far as price action, Tony Valentino comes in. Hold tight, guys. Ripple is just suppressing the price for a couple hours whilst they make $125 million. Enjoy the next couple of weeks, basically suggesting that Ripple's, selling off this pump so that they can help pay back for this lawsuit, which we already know the deal. Ripple does not need to sell any XRP today. They already have well over $1 billion cash. And if they do want to sell some XRP, they could, because now they know they have the clarity that XRP in and of itself is not a security. Programmatic sales are not a security, and they can sell it to institutions. And if they need to file for an exemption, they can. Not a problem. But Tony Valentino continues, now the shackles are officially off. XRP will take center stage as the lifeblood of the new financial system. This has been planned for a very long time. We now will witness an accelerated timeline for regulation. The door is now fully open. This is it. We now sit back and watch the legacy banking system collapse. The traditional fiat financial system is now under full controlled demolition. And this is absolutely there for everybody to see per the blowing up of the carry trade and the unwind of the carry trade from Japan, what just happened this past weekend. And as I've been saying in this week's videos, we are far from that being over with. So the system and the markets all around us were back down today. Everything's burning down. We're on the brink of World War III with Iran preparing to make the move. And XRP ready to rise and starting to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of the damages done from the SEC, the damages done in the broader markets. XRP ready to shine and steal the show. Now we got another one here from 360 Trader. XRP is officially done with the SEC. had to pay pocket change of 125 milli. The chains are off. This will fly this cycle. Look for anywhere between $4 to $8 this cycle. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this is to point out that even the most conservative TA guru experts are willing to admit that XRP is going to $4 to $8. Now, this is conservative technical analysis, but even the conservative traders that stick to the TA, don't get overhyped, even they are willing to admit that XRP is going to $4 to $8. Now, I put out a tweet here earlier, just about 30 minutes ago, and I said that XRP, the pump will stop when the exchanges go down. And your guess is as good as mine as to when that will be. We've seen it in the past, time and time again, where the exchanges cannot handle the XRP pump. Let's go back to the price chart right now and see where we're at. Okay, XRP has come back down to 60 cents. And see, I already know what's happening on Twitter right now. Everybody's probably already panicking. Oh my gosh, a red candle on the 15-minute chart. Oh no, full panic mode. Even though XRP still, look at this green candle, zoom out. Like I said, folks are on the 1-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, even the 15-minute chart, and they need to zoom out. They need to take a breath, and they need to take a sip of their adult beverage and understand this party's just getting started. This train has left the station, and now we're picking up speed. You know, this thing is a moving, and it's not going to stop until the exchanges go down. And this is just one of a dozen other catalysts that we've been talking about that lead to the XRP pump. Cheers, everyone. Now, I've gotten through all my data points. I want to take Q&A, so please drop your comments, questions down below. I see we have over 3,000 in the chat. Got a couple hundred with me on TikTok here as well. Dennis with another 2-spot. Ripple hooked up with Uphold to solve the issue. And that's just it. Ripple has the strategic partnership with Uphold so they can get rid of that XRP. That is so true. Can't forget about the Uphold partnership and the CEO of Uphold, Simon. Remember what he said on my show, that on-demand liquidity in the United States is going to go live. And now, I mean, we can go live at any point. Now, an XRP ETF is going to be launched. The filing is going to come in within months. I firmly believe that. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen anytime now. They probably are already in the process preparing to file the S1 for an XRP spot ETF. There's going to be additional ETFs that include XRP in a basket of other digital assets. This is, well, like I said, today's lawsuit ending is just one of dozens of other catalysts that take us through this XRP pump. And this bull run's so far from over. And the liquidity that's getting just now turned back on. Remember what we covered in the episode yesterday? The Federal Reserve just announced another buyback program. Speaking of buyback, well, we got a new document to put in the red folder today, but they're doing a buyback of the treasuries to the tune of what? Some 40, almost $50 billion worth of treasuries. A buyback is already underway as they're trying to backstop. This is money printers turning back on. This is a form of quantitative easing. So we're literally already turning back on the money printers before anything's really broken in a major way. This is what I've been saying about the carry trade with Japan. Everybody and their brothers now talking about the reverse carry trade and the unwinding of the carry trade. And I think that we're just getting started. I think it was JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, one of those. They said that we're about halfway through. They were only halfway through. That's how they made it sound. Is that basically, you know, there's still some more pain to go, but we're already halfway through. You know, we're halfway through this thing. No, we're not. We're not even close to halfway through. We're just getting started with the reversal of the carry trade. The unwinding of all of this debt and leverage is just getting started. And the carry trade from Japan to other markets is just part of it. We've been looking at commercial real estate here back home. We've been looking in the cryptocurrency space about all these bankruptcy filings that are still going through. FTX bankruptcy still going through. Mt. Gox distribution just completed. Germany government selling. US government selling. Jump trading selling. So this is why all the markets are coming down. Now XRP gets ready to decouple. Please drop your comments and questions down below while I bring up this XRP Bitcoin chart. This is XRP gaining against Bitcoin on the daily chart right here. This is an interesting pairing to watch. XRP versus Bitcoin. Let's take comments and questions. Now, if you are looking to buy XRP, I have exchanges listed on my website, zachrector.com, and you can take a look at that. And hopefully these exchanges continue to work. I pray that these exchanges will continue to work. You know, somebody in my Discord group asked me, basically, is now the time to get in on XRP, right? I'm thinking, we should move now. And I responded, while the exchanges will let us, we kind of have to take advantage of it while the exchanges will let us. I'm not going to give anybody financial advice and say, hit the buy button. I'm just saying, I'm worried about the exchanges going down, right? And so XRP immediately shot up to about 54 cents within about 15 minutes after the news dropped. Here we are, we broke above 64 cents. Now we're back down to 60 cents. And we're going to have to watch this because the XRP pump is far from over. Don't let anybody's bearish tweets because a red candle comes in on the 15-minute chart disrupt and kill our vibes. Okay, let's do some Q&A. And if you guys haven't already, please make sure you've subscribed, hit that notification bell, and that you have liked this video, shared it out, retweeted it if you're listening on X. Zach, do you think the XRP will now take cuts in front of Solana for an ETF? It already should have. There was more clarity for an XRP ETF than there was an Ethereum one, that's for sure. I would almost make the argument that there was more clarity for an XRP ETF versus a Bitcoin ETF, but it's all about demand. Right now, there has been more demand for Solana as far as front-facing demand that we can witness, that we can observe. Now, on the back end, this is what gets unveiled right now, as far as I'm concerned, is what has been going on behind the scenes with all these contracts, with some 41 different counterparties that were buying XRP from Ripple. There's a lot of people that have been buying XRP from Ripple in contracts. And here's what I wanted to point out too. Nobody has to return the XRP. Nobody has to get bought back out. This is an interesting data point to consider. Even though these violated the law, Ripple pays a civil penalty, but to all of those institutional investors that already bought XRP, they don't have to return it. They don't get a buyback, right? And there was no losses. We know that because there was no disgorgement penalty. So everybody made money. Now, Dennis drops another 5 spot. I have done deep research on XRP Ledger, Trump on hundreds of pages. I found the wallet. Well, be careful because anybody can name a wallet on the XRP Ledger whatever they want. So this is why we have the Elon wallet. We have other wallets. And folks get confused and they think that, oh, Trump's on the XRP Ledger, or Elon's on the XRP Ledger. Yeah. Refreshing the chat right now. Please drop those comments, questions down below. Is it worth it to buy XRP right now? Well, I'm not going to give anybody financial advice, but like I said, I think that this pump is just beginning. And I think that the only thing that's going to stop this pump is the exchanges going back down. Of course, there's major levels of resistance that we have to break through. And there's a lot of traders that are looking to take profits and they're going to start shorting XRP as it approaches $1. Everybody's going to think that the pump will stop at $1 again. And there's a chance that, in fact, I will go on record right now and say that we're going to see resistance at $1. We just saw resistance at 64 cents, the level that we went up to just a couple days ago. We're going to see resistance at 74 to 75. We're going to see resistance above 90 as we approach $1. And if we go further than that, you have significant levels of resistance at $1.20 and at $2 as well. $2 was the high of the 2021 bull run. And that for me is the level that I want to see us get above, is above the 2021 level. That brings us into an interesting spot because basically XRP above $2 is no man's land. It's briefly traded there. The way that the pump got killed in 2018 was completely manipulated when CoinMarketCap delisted all the Korean exchanges. It's a whole deal that happened there. So it's above $2 for XRP is no man's land. And you guys already know that I've been warning about the XRP pump and the sell-off that would happen as XRP goes above new all-time highs, right? Looks like the stream can't even keep up with everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys for dropping those comments, questions down below. Have you heard General Flynn say the chatter is this October is the financial reset? Crypto Future, as far as I'm concerned, the reset revaluation is already underway. It's being reflected in asset prices right now. Gold going to a new all-time high, Silver, making its move as well. This is a revaluation underway. Look at copper. Look at some of these other commodities. They're going to new all-time highs. Look at Japan versus the US dollar, that pairing. That's a revaluation that's starting right now. And folks think that that's like, even for JP Morgan to say that we're 50% through the unwinding of the carry trade is a bold-faced lie. This is just getting started, and there's a lot more pain coming in that regard. The question remains is, will XRP be able to stay decoupled and break through? I tell you who's panicking right now. Anthony Pump It Up Pompliano. And the reason why they might not be panicking is because they got that XRP moonbag. Remember what Pompliano said back in the day about XRP, right? During the last bull run, he said, hey, just wait till people find out about XRP. That's what he had to say versus Bitcoin. He says, just wait till, if you guys like Bitcoin and Ethereum, just wait till you find out about XRP. That's what Anthony Pump It Up Pompliano had to say before. And so he's already probably positioned with his XRP bag, I would imagine, along with many other people that hated on XRP and told lies about XRP for the past 4 years. But hey, it is what it is. The thing now, right, is you're going to see across the broader space is the panic sets in because people don't know what to do with XRP, right? Folks that are in the XRP community, we don't know, should we buy right now? Should we be looking to sell at, a few bucks? Are we only going to go up to a few bucks, then crash? What do we do? This is where panic sets in for the entire space. This is why I've been describing and using the word panic when I'm talking about this moment that we're going through right now. It's because everybody's uncomfortable. Those that own it, uncertain what to do. And those that are on the outside looking in, wondering, should I buy now? Is it going to come back down? And then they end up FOMOing in. And then it just takes the price higher and higher and higher. And eventually probably will break the exchanges. The question for me is, will we break the exchanges at $1, at $2, at $5? How high will XRP go before the exchanges break? Linda with the 20 spot. Really appreciate you, Linda. Always good to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much. Price isn't going to dump. This obviously isn't the flip the switch moment. When it happens, you will know. Yeah, so this is, once again, one of a dozen catalysts that take XRP higher and can actually sustain XRP's price. So for many other projects, you look, it's one moment and it'll pump up and it'll fall off and that'll be the end. And even XRP's done that, right? Last year, we pumped up to $1, we crashed, and we've been chopping sideways ever since. So that potential is there, but there's also a dozen other catalysts that are lined up that are inevitable, in my opinion. That and I've been saying, I just dropped a video, and it's so funny. Literally 30 minutes before the ruling from Judge Torres came out, I dropped a video saying XRP case ends soon. You guys can go back, and maybe you guys already watched it, because I dropped it 30 minutes before the ruling came out, and it says XRP case ends soon. And per usual, in the comments, there's all these people saying, you've been saying this for 2 years, you've been saying this for 3 years. You're going to say this till your hair falls out. And I was ready to say it till my hair fell out because it was imminent. It was coming. And sure enough, 30 minutes later, Judge Torres drops the ruling, and now we're off to the races. And it's funny to look back on that. I sit back now with my adult beverage, and we sit back and we watch this show of XRP pumping and appreciating this moment that we've been fighting for so long, nearly 4 years. We finally have made it. We're finally breaking out. And folks still are going to try to find a reason to complain, come up with a lie. They're already trying to say that Ripple can't sell to institutions. It's not true. XRP's in the clear. We know it's not a security. That's all you need to know. Is XRP a currency, a commodity? Doesn't matter. We know it's not a security. So the way that you can, the activities that you can use a currency or commodity for, we know what those are. We know what those laws are for. And Ripple's always been in compliance with the Bank Secrecy Act and, KYC, AML, everything in that regard. And they already restructured the ODL contracts. And this level of clarity allows us to fire up on-demand liquidity in the United States, which is another one of these catalysts that I'm talking about. Who's going to be the first institution in the United States to say, yeah, we got XRP. Yeah, we're buying more. See, just like all these guys have been hyping up Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana, now it's going to be XRP's turn. It's not going to be up to me to shill XRP and try to get everybody to buy XRP. It's going to be BlackRock. It's going to be Larry Fink coming on and saying, yeah, we took a look at this thing. Very interesting. We like Brad. We have a very good relationship with Ripple and Brad and the team. And yeah, of course, we're going to create an XRP ETF because we're BlackRock. We're the largest asset manager, money manager in the world, and we want to maintain that share. And we know there's interest and demand in XRP. Nobody had clarity for XRP. Nobody thought that XRP could break out, and it couldn't. XRP could not break out while it was in this lawsuit. The lawsuit is over. Look at what's happened just within the past hour. And we're just getting started. This is surreal. Wow, retirement pending. You know, it sounds crazy. And tomorrow, watch this, guys. XRP will pump up to 75 cents tonight. Japan's just waking up right now, by the way. It's about 7 a.m. in Japan. The markets in Japan are just now waking up. So strap in. We're not done. See, the rest of the world's waking up and just now getting this news as their markets go live. We're not done. We're not even close to done. And watch this, because we'll get a pump up to 75 cents and then it'll come back down to 66, 67. And everybody will panic. They'll say, oh, this is over. It's done. The XRP pump's over with. No. Remember, when XRP went from 20 cents to $3 over the course of 1 month, it had multiple red days on the way up. It wasn't just 30 days in a row of green candles, right? So as we go up and we get a little bit of a sell-off, it's totally normal. These are folks taking profit. We've been seeing XRP sell-off already because the global margin call is underway. As I've been describing, this event right now that occurred over the weekend that everybody's talking about with the Japan carry trade, the Japan carry trade is just part of a global margin call that's already underway. The global margin call for crypto started in 2022. You could say with FTX, or you could even say that the global margin call started with the Luna collapse on the lunar eclipse of May 2022. And I'll never forget it because I was in Colorado on vacation visiting family, and I'm looking up in the Colorado Rocky Mountains at, a little bit higher elevation, and that moon looked as big as ever. The stars were shining bright, and there was an absolute bloodbath in the markets that we had predicted, that we were watching for. We knew the energy was going to be strong. Sure enough, Luna gets sacrificed. Coming up on the November eclipse. The November eclipse, we knew it was coming. Who gets sacrificed that time? It was FTX. But my point being, that was the start of the global margin call for the cryptocurrency space. It happens in crypto first. We crash, we get liquidated, but then on the way up, this is the beautiful opportunity, is on the way up, how much faster we move in crypto. Now, I saw we got another super chat. I want to make sure I didn't miss that one. 5 spot. Is that from Evil Spartan? Evil Spartan. What about the injunction order? Another YouTuber mentioned leaving XRP behind the RLUSD for cross-border payments. No. Absolutely not. There is an injunction on Ripple conducting investment contract offerings violating Section 5, which is what the court ruled they did with their institutional sales. But this does not mean that Ripple cannot sell to institutions. They can. They have to file for an exemption, or there are other ways that they can sell to institutions as well. Remember, this is just in the United States. Ripple also has set up entities in Singapore and other jurisdictions like Dubai where they have full clarity on XRP, and they could sell directly to these institutions without even having to get that exemption from the SEC. See, if Ripple doesn't even want to have to deal with the SEC, they can just sell XRP outside the United States. Why don't you call your adult beverage beer American beer? Grow up, Zach. Are you a Mormon? No, I'm not. I don't want to trigger YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on X. I don't worry about being live on X, but on the other platforms, I like to toe the line and do my TikTok dance and make sure I don't get in trouble. And by the way, I'm not drinking beer. I bought a bottle of nice bourbon whiskey, Kentucky bourbon whiskey, and so this is what we're sipping tonight. But yeah, it's kind of my joke, the adult beverage joke. When do you think the ETHgate will conclude, Zach? Well, that's just the beautiful thing. We're exiting our lawsuit with the SEC. Meanwhile, Consensus is just beginning their legal battle, the ETH free pass fake out, as I call it, right? They thought they had clarity. Now they don't. Now they have to sue the SEC. Even though the SEC ended the investigation into Ethereum, they still, Consensus went forward with that lawsuit. But let me pull this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is from Matt Rosenden. For those of you guys are worried that Ripple can't sell to institutions, that is not true. If you think Ripple cannot sell XRP in a securities transaction, you are being misinformed. Ripple can sell to institutions as long as they claim a federal securities exemption. Such sales are exempt from SEC registration provisions, and we get a like from Brad Garlinghouse to confirm. We also get a comment from our good friend Jimmy Valley. That is correct, 100%. And the damages are massive. And a huge shout out to my brother Jimmy Valley. The damages are massive. Chris with the 50 spot. One of these days, get you and wifey to visit the East Coast. Chris, I appreciate you so much, brother. We are coming. We are coming to the East Coast. That is a planned trip for next year. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I already retweeted or tweeted out at Brad Garlinghouse, Stuart Alderati, and David Schwartz, and I asked them, when are we having a proper party round 2? When is the proper party round 2? There's that red folder again. Yeah, a lot of people thought I got rid of the red folder. I didn't get rid of the red folder. God, no. No. We're still adding. We're going to add this to the red folder today. This concludes the case, barring any sort of appeal. The red folder now gets sealed up and put away. And, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with the red folder. We'll make it into an NFT. This is it. Reading comments, reading questions. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for those that have liked the video, shared it out far and wide. Every time you show the folder, I fist pump, Zach. You better be on the Jameson Irish. Nah, this is something different. It's the Hayden Tiff or something like that. Zach, do you think there will be another dip coinciding with a black swan shakeout? Yeah, that's the whole problem. Of course, XRP's finally breaking out, and now Iran's going to send some missiles. Iran's going to do their attack. Of course, which is not a joking matter. Obviously, the least of our concerns is going to be what happens to XRP price if we do go into a World War III. This is not looking good, though. I covered this in the early episode. Trump's son claimed yesterday and this morning that a huge event in crypto is about to happen. Now, go figure. A huge event in crypto is about to happen, and then this drops. Is that a coincidence? Are the Trumps getting ready to drop that NFT collection on the XRP ledger? Are the Trumps going to drop a token on the XRP ledger? Now we're starting to get interesting, aren't we? Now it's starting to get interesting. The timeline is just full. Look at this, guys. It's just full of XRP love. Congratulations, guys. And this is Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati in front of the SEC. Absolutely legendary. Where should the next proper party be at? That's a good question, Chris. Look at this. Look at this right here from Fred Rispoli. We respect the $125 million fine the court has imposed for certain historic sales to sophisticated third parties. Translation: what happened in the past was ruled by the court to be illegal. We are immensely confident our current business operations is not impacted by the injunction. There you have it, folks. There is your clarity. There you have it. Wow. Now, I did put out a poll on X. Will XRP pump past $1? We got overwhelming support, 738 votes so far. 70% saying yes, absolutely. 29% saying no, XRP will not pump past $1. You guys let me know in the comments down below. We need all the XRP influencers on Zoom live tonight celebrating crypto future. You know what we should do is just like they did. I don't even want to say the group that did it. The call for Kamala. Yeah, the call for Kamala. I think that we should do something like that. A Zoom call for people of all, race, religion, sex, creed, and backgrounds. We shouldn't, we should be inclusive. We should include everybody, not just be a walled off group of angry voters. Don't get me started. But we should have a Zoom call. We could bring on 100,000 people to a Zoom call, XRP community Zoom call. That would be pretty fun, wouldn't it? Tokenize the red folder. There we go. Tokenize the red folder. Yup. Let me know in the comments what you guys are drinking. Here we go. We got further clarity. Prosperity Fund. Isn't this bad? They stopped ODL in initial sales back to appeals and dump. And Jeremy says they didn't stop ODL sales. Fred says exactly. Not sure why some are going with this take. It's because they want to FUD XRP. Even when we win, they still are trying to come and they're trying to FUD out XRP. I agree with Vet here 100%. Happy the Ripple versus SEC case ended, but it marks also a beginning for us to take over now by building and pushing XRP in the XRP ledger. And this 1000%. We have clarity. We have utilities coming, and the rest of the space needs to know. And businesses and institutions need to know, but also retail developers as well need to know that the XRP ledger is safe. You can come build. You can launch NFTs. You can create a token, put it in an AMM. We have additional EVM, XRP ledger EVM sidechain on the way. It's all coming to the XRP ledger, and you can do so with a sense of clarity. A sense of certainty when you make an investment, when you issue on the XRP ledger. That's what this moment is about, is letting the world know. That's why I just dropped 589 tweets before I fired up this live, is because I'm going to spread the message as far as wide as possible as I can. We need to do our part. The rest of the space doesn't even know XRP has NFTs. They don't know we have an AMM. They don't know that you can create a token in literally 5 minutes on the XRP ledger. Not that we need 5,000 different tokens, but for real institutions and businesses and creators that want to choose a ledger, the XRP ledger should be one of the top choices. With legal clarity, and all of our utilities are completely decentralized. You're not relying on a third-party centralized entity or a third-party smart contract like a Uniswap, which is getting sued by the SEC right now. Key difference between us over here in the XRP ledger and the rest of the space. Here we go. Further clarity from Jeremy Hogan. I see lots of questions on what the injunction means for on-demand liquidity sales. I don't see it changing the status quo at all for the following reasons. One, as Ripple has stated, the majority of its XRP and ODL sales are outside the U.S. jurisdiction and not subject to the ruling. Those have and can continue. Ripple can sell XRP to institutions as long as it sells it under an exemption to registration. There are like 5 major exemptions, and it's much easier to fit into an exemption when selling XRP to a business. I can think of 2 viable options off the top of my head. There you go. There you go. The judge didn't give the SEC the ODL language it wanted, and therefore, if the SEC feels Ripple has violated the order, it would have to move for contempt and present evidence of the violation. This would allow Ripple to then raise its argument that there can be no expectation of profits when the XRP is only held for a second, which is a winning argument to me. Ripple's legal team has had the summary judgment ruling for over a year now, and I can guarantee they have changed how they sell XRP in order to comply. Whether they got too close to the line, as the judge says, would be something we'll only know if there is a contempt hearing. There might be a couple other things I'm forgetting, but I have a nasty fever right now, and that's all I can think of. Huge shout out to Jeremy Hogan for giving us the update despite his fever. This is how the XRP community fights. We will not let a little fever stop Jeremy Hogan. And I really hope that he puts out a final video because I love the way that Jeremy Hogan created his content. It was always really funny. Great stuff. I think Ripple will be able to use its ODL product. It will just have to be careful how it does it. But it's been that way since July of last year. Folks, we are in the clear. Like I said, these are the same people that tried to say that because we don't have 100% clarity, we don't have any clarity. No, we have a level of clarity. XRP is not a security. And that's a level of clarity that provides certainty to market participants. It's all of the level of certainty that one would need to make an investment or to use XRP for your business. You don't need to know whether XRP is technically a currency or commodity. You know it's not a security. You're good to go. But these are the same folks that tried to say because we don't have the exact definition from Congress that we can't say that we have any clarity. No, we do have clarity. We absolutely do. And the same folks are going to say that because this injunction has been issued, that Ripple doesn't have clarity for ODL. These are the same folks that get lost on technical nuance in every aspect of their life, and they wonder why they don't win, right? You got to be able to put 2 and 2 together. And yes, even in new mass, Common Core mass, 2 plus 2 equals 4 still. And so you put a couple of these pieces together, you see that Ripple's still selling on-demand liquidity to the tune of billions of dollars. They didn't stop. It's because they have clarity. They have clarity 100%. Bandito 422 with a 10 spot. Walking Stick Bourbon, smooth single barrel. Cheers. Bandito, cheers, my friend. My drink's about empty. Maybe it's time for me to get another one, huh? Are we still celebrating? Are we still pumping? Let's take a look at the XRP price right now. God bless all of you guys. You already know that they're trying to short XRP right now, big time. We're back up to 61 cents. The pump is not over, as I told you guys. We just went and back test 60 cents. Now we're back up to 61.5. The XRP pump is still going strong. It's not over. Not even close to over. Can the SEC appeal? Yes, the SEC can appeal. Absolutely. Cobb shift at McDonald's doesn't end for another few hours. RT, that is savage. That is savage. Okay, I put out a tweet and I said, thank God Cobb is sleeping. I don't know if he actually was, but I just said that, because Cobb hadn't fired up a stream yet. So, yeah, as long as Cobb doesn't fire up a stream, the pump will continue. And as long as the exchanges don't crash, the pump will continue. Guys, the volatility is coming in right now. I mean, the volume has picked up. The volume definitely has picked up. You can see right here. Here's your volume. Definitely has picked back up. Now, of course, XLM's following along back above 10 cents for XLM right now. It's just so interesting how closely it follows XRP, isn't it? Now, this is a 46% pump. XRP did a 73% pump before it wiped out all those gains. XLM only doing a 40% pump. But it is back up above 10 cents. Now, Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? It's down. Bitcoin down 55,200. Already wiping out most of the gains that happened yesterday. Already wiping out most of the gains from yesterday. Bourbon in Nashville to celebrate tonight. There you go, Jay Beal. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. And the timeline is just full of XRP. Look at this. Wow. Looks like XRP does its own thing. From Molly Elmore. Huge shout out to Molly. Look at that. XRP up 20%. Is it safe to say that we've decoupled? Bitcoin down 2%. Ethereum down 5%. BNB down 2.5%. Staked ETH down 5%. Ton down 6.4%. Doge down. ADA down. Everything down. Stock market down. Even gold and silver down. XRP up 20%. XRP in a new reality. Here's gold and silver for you. 2,382. For silver, if you've been looking to get silver on sale, have yourself a day. 26.5 cents. Sorry, $26.50. There you go. There you go. Silver below $27 per ounce. Go to ZachRector.com, hit the Precious Metals tab, and we'll get you hooked up. Whether you want to roll over a 401k retirement account or get the metals shipped directly to you, we got you covered. If you want to buy XRP, I have a couple exchanges listed there too. If you need a place to store the cryptocurrency, we got a few wallets, and it's a way to support the cause. Really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, please make sure that you've liked this video, retweeted it out, shared it out. Let's have ourselves a party. What do you say? What do you say? remember, guys, I'm already seeing some crazy news come out. Look at this one. Just posted, Bank of USA declares use of XRP following Ripple lawsuit victory. Well, first off, this is not Bank of USA. This is Bank of America. But, the Crypto Alert has been known to put out some fake news, so this doesn't surprise me. But this reminded me, remember what Bank of America said at Ripple's Swell Conference last year? They said that they were waiting for the SEC case to conclude so that they could use XRP for a competitive advantage. They were very clear. We are going to use XRP for a competitive advantage after this lawsuit concludes. More comments and questions, drop them down below, folks. I'm reading them right now. XRPP's back, posting some good satire. Holy crap, these guys work fast. Here's Gary Gensler. Okay. Let me complete that. Good to go. XRPP, let's go. Gary Gensler with the tweet. Okay, Gargle Mouse. Here's how it's going to go down. I want the 125 million in 3 black suitcases, unmarked bills. Drop-off location will be anonymously texted to you within the hour. If I get even a whiff of cops, so help me God. Gare Bear out. There you have it, folks. XRPP giving us a good laugh. Yeah. What a day. What a day. Okay, here we go. We got this from Dom. Trader View 2. After a 4-year battle, it's final. For all those predicting Moon when it's finished, now is your time to shine. We just attempted breakout of the 7-year triangle again. Full acceptance over 65 cents is the key to break free. That's what's so incredible, guys, is that we're literally up against a 7-year trend line. Look at this. Once we break this, the sky is the limit because this goes back 7 years to the all-time high. Are we going to make a stop along the way at $1, $1.20 to $1.30, a range that we traded at for a while back in 2021? Are we going to wick back up to $2? And what stands between us at $2 and new all-time highs? Nothing. There's literally nothing between $2 and all-time high. Now, first we got to break 65 cents. We have a false break of a structure down here right before we took off to $2. Another false break of structure back in 2017 before we took off to the all-time highs. Now, we just had a false break of structure, and even on my chart, on my XRP chart, we went back to a level that we had on our chart of 42 cents. Here's my chart right here. See, my trend line is right about here, and it takes us right to the 42 cent level that we wick down to. And I shared it with you guys yesterday too. The last time that XRP had this bullish hammer on the weekly chart, the last time that XRP had this bullish hammer on the weekly chart, it was 3 weeks before it skyrocketed and started the pump in March of 2017. So this pump is truly just getting started. We need to break 65 cents. Comments, questions? There you go. I see you guys are drinking some adult beverages. That's good. So when do you think the XRP gets the God candle? That's what we want, right? The hammer candle is kind of cute, but we want the God candle. It very well could be forming. I mean, this could be the beginning of the God candle, to be honest with you, right? Because, this is just within like 2 hours ago, less than 2 hours ago, we got this news. This is just out. Japan is just waking up. Asia's just waking up. When Korea and Japan and some of these other markets get wind of this, we can easily continue up much, much higher. Now, this news came out right as markets closed here in the West, in the United States of America. Our markets closed, and then the news dropped. Evil Spartan with another 5 spot. Why do we watch technicals for a utility asset? Also, do we know if Ripple ads, train station billboards were real? That CGI can be serious. No, those ads were absolutely real. That was part of their campaign, Crypto Means Business, and they had posted those all over the place. And those ads were absolutely real. And I think it was great marketing too, where they were, placing the ads and, selective signage like that, I still think is an effective way to market. When you have folks that are walking through the financial district every single day and they're looking at what's this crypto company Ripple doing up here, on my walk to work at, wherever I'm working at in Wall Street or in London, right? I think they were running the ads in London. They were also running them in New York, probably, I think in DC as well too. Right? It's like, who's this company Ripple? And see, guys, let me take a sip of my adult beer. Are you guys ready to see Brad Garlinghouse make his first public appearance? He's going to be called back to Fox Business. He's going to be called into CNN, CNBC. I cannot wait to see the look on Brad's face. I mean, he's been so cozy and comfortable during this whole lawsuit. And now we get the first post-lawsuit interview with Brad Garlinghouse. You guys let me know in the comments down below. Who do you think he's going to give his first interview with? Who's it going to be with? Is it going to be Fox Business, CNN, CNBC? I think Fox Business would be my bet. They're very cozy with Fox. And Fox is trying to help the Republicans too, obviously, push their pro-crypto agenda as well. Yeah, I see Dennis with another super chat. Institutional FOMO in 3, 2, 1. Yep. This is about to get wild. I agree. Good morning from the Philippines. This is what I'm talking about. Philippines in the house. Where's everybody at? Where are our Aussies in the chat? Where are the Aussies in the chat? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from tonight. They are waking up. They are waking up in Asia. The pump is about to continue. Thank you, man. We did it. Collaboration. Yep. It was a community effort. For everyone that signed on with John Deaton. By the way, I got the link for John Deaton down below. If you're feeling good about this and you want to donate to John Deaton, the link is down below in all my videos. And so this was a community effort. Everybody that signed on with John Deaton, all the lawyers that were educating the crypto community space, all of the XRP community that has been putting out updates on this lawsuit, breaking it down so we can understand what's going on, what's happening with my money, how big are the damages, and a huge shout specifically to Jimmy Valley and the entire committee that put together this fair proposal for the Federal Reserve, for the Treasury, for the IMF, and anybody else that would listen to us. We made the claim, hey, we know what our fair market value XRP is, and you will not take it from us. And if you try to do a buyback, we know what fair market value is. And this is what's so hilarious about this whole situation. For those that think we're crazy about a buyback, for those that think we're crazy about the government confiscating our assets, we have precedent, obviously, when they confiscated the gold, but we have a precedent that just got announced yesterday. The Treasury's launching the buyback program of Treasuries once again to the tune of $50 billion of Treasuries. So a buyback is underway. What's to stop them from wanting to get our XRP? Nobody can legitimately answer that. But they tried to mock us, ridicule us. They called us scammers for putting up a defense for the XRP community, speaking with lawyers, speaking with experts, with valuation experts, doing all sorts of different models to come up with a fair market price of XRP so that we could put up a defense against a government that has gone reckless and out of control and came after us. Was it actually about having the Federal Reserve buy it back from us at $50,000? No, it was about having our defense, winning in courts. And we always said, hey, they came after us first. We're preparing our defense and we're ready to go on the offense. There still is a case to be made for the damages. There really is. John Deaton going to file it? Probably not. He's running his campaign. Is Jimmy Valley going to file it? Probably not. Now that we've won, now that we're in the clear, I doubt that anybody's going to try to seek a claim for damages. But we know they're massive. And are you guys ready for the XRP documentary to come out and for the XRP story to really go viral? This is why I've been pounding my table saying this is the XRP go viral year. And folks just think that I just want to hype this up so we can all do clickbait and all have fun and a good time, and I just get people to watch the content. No, this is it. We are going viral. They cannot discount and discredit and dismiss XRP anymore. And Brad Garlinghouse is going to show up with the biggest smile on his face on CNBC, on CNN, on Fox Business, on every other platform, and it's game on. And the institutions have the clarity. We already had the clarity in the broader community that XRP is not a security. Now it's the institutions that can sit in the boardrooms and can make the decision, how much do we want to allocate towards XRP? Guess what else is happening in these boardrooms? Is they're popping bottles of champagne right now in the boardrooms, and they're celebrating those who did and conducted these transactions before the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit and got their institution, got their company, got their business, XRP, before the lawsuit, before these, have to go through an exemption and all this and that process. But they were able to get and secure XRP. Imagine what they're doing at R3 right now. R3, which is sitting on 1 billion XRP. After they tried to get 5 billion XRP, they ended up settling up with Ripple and they get 1 billion XRP. What do you think is happening in the offices of R3 right now? They're popping bottles. The dudes who bought and conducted that deal to get that, they got a billion XRP at less than a penny. I mean, the guys that conducted that transaction, the guys or gals, they're being paraded around on the shoulders in the office. It's like a scene out of Wolf of Wall Street in R3 offices right now. I guarantee you. Because none of the institutional investors have to give back their XRP. There was no losses. They're in the clear. This bull run is going to get crazy. We haven't seen nothing yet. We haven't seen nothing yet for this bull run. Didn't get an alert of your video, but glad I saw it. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell. Sometimes they don't go out, but make sure that you've done that. Make sure that you've subscribed. Sometimes YouTube acts up and it'll unsubscribe you. It'll hit the notification. So make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell, and make sure that you like my videos, because then you'll show up in your feed on the recommended videos as well. Right? If the alert doesn't go out, I'll show up in your recommendations. Now, are you guys ready for the XRP documentary to drop? You think, see how much easier this gets to pitch to Netflix or Amazon or, Max or whoever it's going to be that actually does this? When you can look and say, hey, this story just ended. This story is now complete, right? And now XRP is getting set free. Now XRP can breathe. Not only can XRP breathe, Ripple can breathe, and every other institution in the world that wants to use XRP, in particular, institutions in the United States, can now breathe. That's right, Dennis. R3, 1 billion XRP at less than a penny. Imagine being the guy that did that deal. Hey team, just locked down a new one. It's an option. We get to buy XRP at less than a penny over the course of the next 3 years. This deal was done in 2016, and they had the option contract so that they could execute those purchases at any point over the next 3 years at a price of less than a penny. And then you guys know what happened in 2017, and the rest is history. And this is where Ripple came in and said, wait, hold up. You guys didn't follow through with your part of the deal, which was you're going to get 5 billion XRP. You can have this option, but you need to introduce us to all your friends and get all your friends to start using XRP too. And this is where R3 didn't follow up on their end. And that's why Ripple sued them. It ended up in a lawsuit, and they settled on 1 billion XRP. R3 originally wanted 5 billion. They wanted 5% of the total XRP supply. Now, I want you guys to think about this because this gets really interesting. There's no institutions that control this amount of the Bitcoin supply. There's no institutions that control, well, maybe in Ethereum, we don't know. And even in Bitcoin too, right? We have all these, disguised wallets in Bitcoin. We have all the disguised whales in Ethereum. With an XRP, it's fairly transparent right now on who has XRP. And I've been looking at some on-chain data. It looks like there's less than 1 billion XRP total like that there's less than 1 billion XRP total in the hands of retail investors. Now, there's institutions that have big bags. They'll have 10 million, 100 million XRP. But as far as retail's bags, there's some folks making suggestions right now that there's less than 1 billion XRP in the hands of retail, which brings us back to the point, right? Is XRP even meant for retail? And to that point, I say this: it doesn't matter whether you think XRP is meant for retail or not. Retail doesn't have that much XRP. And over the past year, and basically over the past 4 years, during this suppression and this lawsuit, what's happened is that the whales have accumulated more and more XRP. Their bags have only grown, and the little bags have just been selling off, or a lot of the little bags have been selling off, I should say. So the smaller retail bags have been losing their amount of XRP that they had and that they were acquiring, while the whales have been scooping it all up. So there's some data blockchain analysis that are suggesting that there's less than 1 billion XRP in the hands of true retail. True retail. That's pretty shocking. And to think about the potential for different entities or institutions to acquire 5% of the XRP supply, 10% of the XRP supply. As I've been saying, I hope and pray as an American that my government does a deal with Ripple to acquire a significant amount of XRP. And I even suggested in the whiteboard video that I made, where I said XRP is going to be a better strategic reserve asset for our treasury to add to their balance sheet than Bitcoin will be. One of the reasons that I listed was Ripple's escrow and the ability for our government to scoop up 5% of the supply. Now, Robert Kennedy Jr. says that we should buy 500 Bitcoin per day until we have, what did he want us to have? 4 million Bitcoin. And that would be, that's pretty significant, right? 4 million Bitcoin is about 20%, 25%. It's almost 1/4 of the total amount of Bitcoin in circulating supply. That's pretty substantial. But that would have to be the government doing that over the course of quite a while, quite some time. At 500 Bitcoin per day, that would take them years. Now, in regards to picking up some XRP, our treasury could pull up to the offices at Ripple. Oh, wait, they already did. Rosie Rios, 43rd Treasurer of the United States, joined the board of directors. They could pull up to the offices of Ripple and do, with one stroke of the pen, they could sign a deal to acquire, 5 billion, 10 billion XRP. They could get 5%, 10% of the total supply of XRP like that. Not a problem. And the way that they would do that is they would do, basically an allocation to be fulfilled over the course of a period of time. Basically, Ripple would say, okay, every month we're going to send you 100 million XRP until you've reached your target of 5 billion XRP. And that's going to take 50 months or whatever the math is on that, right? So that's going to take four years. I'm just doing quick math. Right? So it's going to take 4 years for you to acquire that 5 billion XRP because we're going to sell you 100 million XRP every single month for the next 50 months. And, they could lock that price in as well. Now, I don't know if Ripple would want to do that, but that particular deal, I'm just using that deal as an example. But the point being, it could easily be done in a way that it can't be done with these other blockchains and these other tokens. Whales use short futures and ETPs to buy XRP. And this is what we're watching right now. Is they're trying to keep it underneath that level, that 7-year trend line. If we break above that, the sky's the limit right now for XRP. If we break above that, the sky is the limit. I see that we have over 5,000 with us on X live. And let's see how many we have with us on YouTube. We have over 1,800 with us on YouTube. And I still have almost 300 with us on TikTok. The chat is lit tonight, folks. Are you kidding me? I couldn't do this without your support, guys. And so if you could, please just make sure that you're liking my videos, sharing out my content far and wide, and everything can be found at ZachRector.com. I think that I'm going to take a break for now. We'll see if I come back later tonight. We'll see where the pump takes us. But like I said, without your support, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have won this case. We did this together. We did not relent. We did not quit. This victory is ours, and this train is starting to really pick up speed now. I'm going to get one final price check on XRP before I sign off. We're at 61 cents right now. Still hanging in there. Still got a green candle. Zoom out, okay? Don't be looking at that 1 minute and that 5 minute and be tweaking out on the XRP price chart. Zoom out, take a breath, pour yourself an adult beverage, breathe some fresh air, go get your feet in the grass and do a little grounding, put a smile on your face, and understand that we have won. This case is done. XRP has clarity, Ripple has clarity, and every institution in the United States of America that wants to start using XRP can do so. That's where we're at. I will update you guys further on the way out. Please make sure that you've liked this video. Everything is at zachrector.com. We would love to have you in the private community. You can sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord, and we would love to see you in there. I'm going to wrap up. I'll see you guys in the next one. May God bless you all. Thank you so much.